And AM Buffalo loves to celebrate people doing wonderful things in our local communities. And this week, I should say, has been phenomenal so far. Women's History Month. We are so excited to welcome to our studio this morning, Journey Gunderson, who you're seeing right there in all those pictures. But hey, she's here live. Good morning, Journey.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
It's not uncommon for me to have conversations with you, but we usually talk very specifically about the National Comedy Center and, of course, the Lucy Desi Museum, because you are the executive director there. But you yourself are just an amazing woman, and I know you are very humble. You don't talk about yourself, but this is the time. Tell us about how you came to be. What was the journey for you to get to where you are right now?
Pun intended.
You love that?
Yes. Well, thank you for asking that. And it's true. I'm usually talking about the National Comedy Center, and it's, of course, the realization of the vision of Lucille Ball. So I'm usually talking about her. If you're asking about how I got here, I was born and raised in Jamestown, New York, and then left the area and lived in New York City for many years. And I had the privilege of doing the work there of another visionary, Billie Jean King.
Oh my
so
gosh,
for me, this is a continuation of what has been a privilege professionally to do the work of two extraordinary visionary women. Billie Jean King, when it came to advocacy for gender equity in sports, and particularly I worked in educational media production for encouraging young girls to have a healthier body image and things through sports and physical activity. And educational media production led me to the museum world and really working with officials in Jamestown on seeing through the realization of Lucille Ball's vision. And really, as you may know, it was to celebrate all comedy in her hometown. And so it's been a difficult road to bring that all to fruition, but it's something that's really fun.
Did you envision you'd be where you are now? Way back when, let's say when you were a young girl, did you say, I'm going to be the executive director of two major museums?
I don't think anybody could have foreseen this because it didn't exist, and it's not something that anyone would talk about in career education, in early education by any means. And that has been the nature of this. Everyone in Jamestown kind of came together and pulled every resource together to build the plane while we were flying it, to raise more than $50 million to build the first national cultural institution and museum to really preserve comedy's heritage and to tell its story. So every day was new. We never knew what the next week would hold, but we just kept going.
Yes, and keep going you are, because there's so much still ahead for you. I mean, not to speak too much into the future, but what would you say is your next goal?
My next goal is to bring awareness now to what exists in Jamestown. By so many measures that aren't my own, whether it's the reviews of every major tourism review site, whether it's cultural critics who review museums worldwide, or whether it's the comedians themselves. The National Comedy Center has received really high marks. We got a review last night from a visitor that said his daughters had a blast there, and the key word is interactive. He said, I don't even know if I should call it a museum. So now my job is make sure everyone knows about it, because everyone who walks through those doors comes away loving it, saying they should come back for days, not hours. And my job is to make sure coast to coast, more people come through the doors. And every week we see people from coast to coast, and within 3 weeks of opening, we had visitors from all 50 states.
Oh my gosh.
So it's happening, but now it's about just making sure more people come to Western New York to see it.
That is so exciting. And as you saw from all the pictures, Journey has met some amazing celebrities. But I think what you enjoy most, because we talk about it a lot, is really drawing attention to the big name women comedic stars who have really paved the way for a lot of us too, also in TV. So after the break, we're going to talk with Journey. Journey's sticking with us at the National Comedy Center, of course, the Lucy Desi Museum. So stay with us. You're watching AM Buffalo.